What's up, world? Welcome to Cage Minds. Talking about UFC 136, Edgar versus Maynard 3. This is part 2. We already covered the prelims. We're doing the main card. We're going to get right to that main card. Leonard Bad Boy Garcia, 19-7-1. Doing battle with Nam Phan, who's 16-10. This is the rematch. The rematch that we've all been waiting for from the Ultimate Fighter finale, where Nam Phan was obviously robbed by judges, went to a split decision. Leonard Garcia won it. That night, I had predicted that, felt good about it at the moment, but looking back, we all know Phan deserves his redemption, deserves the shot. That being said, we'll talk about the skill sets. Leonard Garcia loves to throw haymakers, loves to stand, he swings wildly, has a lot of power behind that. As of recently, his overall performances have just been kind of declining with each one, I think. Nam Phan, who out of his 2 performances in the UFC, his best was definitely that first one against Leonard Garcia. Hopefully the matchup will bring that out in him again. Garcia throws more wild haymakers. Nam Phan, he uses his cardio, he uses his technique. Both of those are better than Garcia. On an accumulation of strikes, he should win this fight. As far as the wrestling goes, I think that Garcia has a little bit better wrestling and takedowns as to where Phan has better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the submissions. If it goes to the ground, I think that Phan will push himself up against the cage, wall walk, get right back up, and keep winning. A unanimous decision on strikes, on being more active and more aggressive, and having better cardio. I'm picking Nam Phan. The next fight's Melvin the Young Assassin Gallard, 46-9-3, taking on Joe J-Lo Lozon, who's 20-6. Gallard on a 5-fight winning streak. Another Jackson's MMA fighter is a fighter in the mold of Chuck Liddell. He uses his wrestling in a defensive standpoint. He sprawls to brawl, throws a lot of leather. He has good technique, is very fast, very accurate, has a lot of power. Ask Evan Dunham. He's finished 3 of his last 4 opponents, a TKO by knees to the body, and 2 standing striking, 1 unanimous decision. With the striking performances he's been putting on, it looks like the sky's the limit for him. I think Joe Lozon is going to meet him at the wrong time. Lozon himself, a better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner than Gallard by far. Way more submission capabilities. But with that being said, I don't think that his wrestling is going to be good enough to put Gallard down. The first round is going to be entirely exciting. Both men are fast starters. They're going to come out throwing leather and a lot of it. I think that Lozon has good enough takedowns, good enough striking, good enough technique, and a good enough game plan coming in that he's not going to get overwhelmed in the first round, not to show too many holes. This will be the round that Melvin Gallard's going to use his jab, get on timing, see if he can see the shots coming. But I think his stand-ups is going to be too much. And come the second round, I'm seeing a second-round TKO for Melvin Gallard. He's just going to be too much. He's too athletic. He is too accurate. He is too fast with his hands. As long as the camp has taught him to keep his hands up, stop being so cocky, and just using more confidence in his striking, I think he'll easily put this away in the second round. Moving on now, we're going to what in one person's aspect should be a title fight. Chael Sonnen is 26-10-1. He's taking on Brian the All-American Stan, who's 11-3. Chael Sonnen, last time we saw him, he took on Anderson Silva. He wrestled Anderson Silva for about 22 minutes and then got slapped into a triangle and lost. We've heard a lot of complaining about this from Chael Sonnen, and as I've watched that fight many times, he tapped, he tapped, he tapped. Please stop crying about it. Yes, you did out-wrestle him. Yes, you did punch him a lot. You never stopped him, and you tapped. Moving on then. Brian Stan has a tremendous amount of confidence in his hands, in his striking ability, and Chael Sonnen will have want nothing to do with this. He's going to it'll take him less than 30 seconds, I'm predicting, to go for a takedown in this fight. If this fight stays standing, Brian Stan could be the first person to finish Chael Sonnen due to strikes, just flat knocking him out, not making him tap. Sonnen's going to use his wrestling. He has one thing that he does well, and he does it incredibly well. He is a great wrestler, and he does do enough motions to keep the fight to the ground. We've also never seen a guy be on the ground for 22 minutes. That's in Anderson Silva, and when he stood up, his face didn't look that bad. I would have loved to have seen him bloodied, beaten, and broken if that's what's going to happen when Chael Sonnen is on top of you for that long. On the other hand, maybe Sonnen has closed those gaps in his game, hits harder now, and will beat it out of Brian Stann. Brian Stann has said that for the last 2 years, he has really diligently been working on his wrestling game. That should do him some well. Hopefully, last time we saw him against a high-level wrestler, Phil Davis was able to control him, put pressure on, use strikes from the top, control him, and take the victory. It's the same game plan that Chael Sonnen will use. The biggest weapon that Brian Stann has, that Chael Sonnen has to remember, is the same weapon everyone has against Chael Sonnen. His last 2 losses are both by the triangle. Throw the legs up, go for a triangle, third round, towards when the man is gassing. And hopefully Brian Stann can pull out the upset. I don't see it happening. Don't like Chael Sonnen, don't want to do this,